been a little while since we've done a mystery box acquisition unboxing, so let's take a look at some of the new pieces that have come to our adventure just recently. So we've got a real mixture of new, old, classic themes and everything in between in here. So let's start pulling some bits out and taking a look. So some of this we acquired from a seller that sort of was selling parts from sets, but not complete sets. So we kind of just picked certain things up. So this is from the Rescue set. So that's the ambulance station. There should be a connecting bit of track for that, but I'm not sure that we've got that. So let's start pulling things out and then we'll start talking through everything that we've got. So here we have that crane, green moulded tunnel, some of the moulded plastic curves that would normally lift and load, girder style support. It's the like a station building. We've got the Ever blue boat, which apparently has batteries. We have this rock piece of track there. That looks to be the bit from the police station. And a gate. So I think some of these are from sets, and my hope is that with some of these bits, curved brown moulded piece of track, we should be able to build some more sets that we haven't been able to build yet. Super support, and then right, we've got some classic wooden supports that feel a bit weird. Oh, I think they've been sanded. There's probably like some of this track has got pen on, so maybe someone's tried to rub it down a little bit just to remove some of that. You can see there, a bit of pen on that bit of track, but that's a short double-ended piece, and that's a medium double socket piece, and then a short double socket piece. Another one of those buffers, some more wooden supports. Right, now what else we got in here? We've got one of these girder style supports. Looks like it's had some repairs done to it. We've also got the double, so they did a single and a double. These ones are missing the plastic insert, so we're going to have to try and do something to repair those. Two of those there. And then the dock, classic boat, like some buildings, factory roof, those classic buffers, another part of a building, some trees, more buildings, more buildings, even more buildings. I wonder if this is another one of the city sets. We got one of those not that long ago, so perhaps that's one of those. That's another sort of girder style piece. A couple more roof bits. A random one of those. Right, and then we've got vehicles, animals and such left. So let's try and move this into this smaller box and get rid of this large box. Right, that's a white Metro with a bit missing. I have a cowl, safari figure. That's a sort of yellowing piece from the Network series. The orange train, police car, working sirens. Red wagon, with the sort of simpler trains there. We've got an orange loader and a yellow drop down wagon there, and a red bit of fence. Then these last bits are all from the Bob the Builder theme. So we've got Bob. Now I'm not going to remember all of these names. So mixer. That's a tractor. I want to say scoop. Let me know in the comments that I'm getting all of these names wrong. Don't remember. This one is another sort of tractor, but looks like it's got a couple of bits broken off the sides. Pretty sure this one's lofty. And we've got some more figures. I think that's Wendy, although Wendy looks like she's sort of missing part of her face. Not sure on that one. That's one of the classic figure children. And then a 2-pin wagon. And I think these are also Bob and some straw cargo. So that's our April 25 haul of different bits. Let's have a closer look at some of the things that we've acquired then. So pretty sure all of these buildings are going to be part of the town. So we actually purchased one of these not that long ago. So I suspect all of that is all going to be from that. It looks like we're missing the pipe from the factory maybe. But yeah, I'm guessing that's what all of these bits are from. Then we've got this sort of classic boat which has the pins on it. I suspect they are so that you can put cargo. Oh, they seem a bit taller. I wonder if older cargo the holes were drilled deeper. Let's try some of the older cargo that we've got. Yeah, interesting. So new cargo, the holes aren't as deep as they were on the older cargo. Not even that. I mean, that's from the space thing, which is early 2000s. And this was one of our original bits back from the 90s. So yeah, obviously over time, the depth of those holes have changed. So there we go, fun facts. So that's that. It looks like it's a harbour for the boat to pull up against, I'm guessing. Probably might have even been some rope. We'll try and look up what some of these pieces were, like set numbers and names, and we'll put them on the screen so that you can see exactly what sets these pieces were from. So that's that. These are the classic sort of double-ended socket pieces. So we previously had acquired one of those and a double socket one. So we previously already had those, so that's another one of those. This is the equivalent of the medium or the A straight. So that's those. What we didn't have in comparison, these are the current B2 and C2 mini straights there. So this would effectively be an... And then you've got these ones, these are the A1 straights, but again with a double and a... We'll put them on the screen. And then we've got, again, same length as that, but one of the buffers. You get that normally in the Metro set. A couple of the classic buffers as well. The styles change slightly, but works in the same way. Some trees, always useful to have some trees and two different styles of the trees you can see there. This piece, I think, goes with these, if I remember. That's the middle bit, yeah. Well, that's useful because we don't have any of these, and we have got like 3 of these already from lift and load warehouse sets. So that will come in useful. Might even be able to build the lift and load warehouse set. If you remember, we've had that set for a number of years. We've never featured it on the channel because we were always missing a piece as part of the lifting tower. And then the other piece we were missing is one of those. So having both of those now, might be able to actually build that set for the first time. That'll be exciting. So yeah, that goes with those. This one, I wonder whether they've sent that by mistake instead of another one of those on the order, or the seller has mistakenly put the two together, because this would go with one of the ascending curves. So one of these, that would go with that there. Now the green one, I think, only came in the central station set, which is weird because we don't have any other parts from the central station set, as best I can tell. I'll figure that out. This is green moulded tunnel. So we've got the grey one, comes in the older starter set and also the steaming set, 36017. This one, I think it came in the old starter set A lift and load starting set, which was a set that we never had. And again, I think we had basically everything bar that. Oh, and that train, yeah. And we didn't have the orange version of this train. We've got the red one, didn't have the orange one. So I think we can probably build that set now with that. So that would be good. And we can finally, we've done loads of set builds using the A and the B sets, but it was always the travel train starter set. Now we can do the lift and load starter set with some of the B sets for people that have those, and do some alternative track builds for that. This is, let's say, this is like a hospital building. And this would have connected onto, I think it connected onto road. I think it had a special road connection, if I remember. And then it would have had the off-ramp. So you would have your track running through, road coming out, so your ambulance could come out. Don't have an ambulance, don't have any ambulance figures, and don't have that connecting road piece, which is a shame. But the nice thing with these is you can still just butt them up against tracks, so it's not the end of the world. So that, I think, was from the rescue set. This also from the rescue set. Now, I'm pretty confident that this is going to be the same as the green version that comes in the cargo mountain set, 36010, I think. So pretty sure we can interchange that with the green version that comes in that, but we'll have to try that out as well. This boat, I think, comes in the other deluxe set, if I remember, the Ebba. It's either the other deluxe set or it's from a travel ferry set, which was something that we had on our list a year or so ago of sets that we wanted to acquire. So I'm not sure which one. Maybe it's in both, but that's, again, that's another boat that we don't have. We recently got the police boat in the last video that we did, so same boat, effectively just rethemed. So we're slowly building our water transport system. That is from the lift and one of the road sets, so the rail and road loading set, I think it is, the rock piece. Could also be in some other sets, I'm not sure. But yeah, that's from that. So we already have one of those. We can use that in other sets too. This red gate, we don't actually own this. We've got the one from the Disney set, which is the same sort of thing, different colourway. I've got a feeling that this and this are in the firefighter set. So there's a fire engine set, because that's definitely the fire theme on the logo, and I think this sat in the middle. It's like two bays. It's like a petrol station type thing, water station. Yeah, look, you've got the petrol pump sort of thing there. So I think this is like a mobile fire station type thing, and I'm pretty sure that was part of that set. So if that's the case, we may well be able to build that set also. So that'll be good. This one's good. I've been on the lookout for these for a long time. Again, these were like 90s track pieces, and it was elevation. So effectively the same thing as one of those. So you can elevate your track, but it had the ability that you could also put track underneath it and it didn't really raise the height slightly, but only the thickness of this. So you should still be able to get trains to pass underneath. So that was always a cool piece that we never had as a support. And then they did the doubles, and the doubles were even more interesting because there's not many track pieces that allow you to support track at height, and even less that allow you to support 2 tracks at height. Really, your only other option on that today is to get sort of a couple of the stacking supports. So these, and stacking them one on top of each other. But it comes with the track, and you have to incorporate the track, whereas with those you didn't. You just had to position them so that your track was supported on the join. So offered some different flexibilities that these don't offer. So that was something we've been wanting those for a long time. So shame that they're not complete. And I say we'll have to try and repair them as best we can, try and find something similar to this middle insert. If anyone's got any ideas or any thoughts on how we can best repair these and try and get them working again, let us know. Maybe we'll do a tutorial how-to video on that in the future. But yeah, let me know in the comments on that. So that's those sort of girder style, or the original girders, if you like. Then we've got these 6 wooden supports. So these, like I say, they feel a bit weird. The weight of them makes me feel that they are BRIO. We had some recently that were like super light, and you could tell, you know, you didn't even have to weigh them. You could tell that they weren't genuine. So these I suspect are, but they've just been sanded, I think, looking at it. Yeah, same with those buffers there. They look like they've been sanded. So I'm guessing the seller, when we got these is from a mixture of sellers as well. It's not all come from the same person's, different places that we've bought all these bits from. So I'm guessing they've perhaps tried to repair or just remove some of that from it. This doesn't feel like it has. But yeah, it's kind of sometimes a bit of sandpaper, you get the right grit, you can take out some of that pen mark without damaging the wood too much. Yeah, this feels like it has as well, so I'm guessing that pen is right in there, and that's not coming out on that one. But that's okay, doesn't matter. Say a lot of what we have is used, just new life into old toys, so that's fine for what we're doing. Then yeah, as I say, I'm pretty sure that's going to be a town with all the roofs and everything on that. And then looking at vehicles, obviously white Metro, obviously missing that front piece. So we've got plenty of those, nothing new there. Regular cow, same, nothing new on that front. This orange train, so I suspect from the starter A set. So already have the red version, which we've got like 3 different red versions. So that's the red version, orange version, same sort of train. Actually the same train as well as the new SE25 train. So that same engine, just in an orange colour. That's that. Red wagon, normally animals in, probably not a cow. Probably would have had a different one. I think maybe the elephant came in a red one, but this has been in lots of different sets. Obviously a police car goes with that, and one of these red trains. Tons of those, nothing new on those ones. That I suspect comes with the cow, if I remember. Okay, red bit of fence, useful. And then what else do we have? So we'll try and do all the Bob bits afterwards. So that is one of the older gen figures. Tell by the head, sort of this like tacky feeling on the head and the style of it. Still folds, still sits, will still fit in all of the current pieces. So if you ever pick any sets up second hand and it has one of those style figures in it, it will still be compatible with everything, so don't worry about that. Then we have this loader. So this is like the tractor underneath basis, but then it has the loading arm on it. Again, I think that came with one of the farm sets. I'm sure there's a farm set that we don't own, that came with, and I think maybe that's in it as well. Maybe that's gate, although I suspect it will be more of a, if it's farm, it will be more of a farm style gate. So yeah, there might be another set here that we can build with that also. Then this was network. This one, we'll try and get some batteries put in here, see if it still works. But yeah, it's yellowed a little bit. Yeah. Originally probably would have been more white to tell sort of the wheels and how much that's yellowed. Network again, early 2000s that this series, or mid 2000s should I say, that the network series was out. So that is the antivirus force vehicle. So we'll look to see if we can get some batteries and try and get that working. There's a whole range of figures that came in the network series. We've done a video on all of the stuff that we own of the network series, so we'll put a link to that at the end or up on the top of the screen in the description if you want to learn more about the network series. Then we've got this Safari figure. So Safari is a series we don't own that much of. We've got some of the animals, we've now got some from the dinosaur sets, we've got the tree, but we don't have the like classic Safari sets. There's a couple of bits that we're still missing, I think. But lastly then, let's take a look at the Bob series. So we have Bob here. So that's Bob. Again, this is probably the same sort of age as this figure. Put the two side by side. Similar sort of material feeling on the head, same as the astronauts as well. They had that. Again, the Flying Scotsman sets, whoops, had figures like this included in it. You compare that against the current crop. So again, the heads are slightly different, and also this is the same sort of plastic as this. This is more like a rubberized plastic, and it perishes over time. So this one's not too sticky. This one's a bit sticky as the oil's off your fingers. But that's Bob there. So Wendy is looking a bit worse for wear, unfortunately. So you can see part of the face and also part of her ponytail has come off on that. Also looks like her hand maybe has been repaired in the past. And then we have this figure as well. Again, a little bit of the ear looks to have broken off on it as well. I didn't see in the box any of these bits, so guessing again, well-loved toys, don't last forever, and it's nice to have some new additions to our adventure, even if the condition isn't perfect. But then vehicle-wise, so we've got, pretty sure this one's lofty, so the crane lifts up, and then you've got a slider there to extend that out further. And then when that comes down, feels like there's a magnet near the mouth that sort of holds that tighter. So pretty sure that one's lofty. This one is the big sort of wheel tractor, but it's definitely missing some bits off the front here. I think it's meant to be eyes as headlights, if I remember. But we'll try and put the actual names down in the description, I'm sure, or on the screen now. I'm sure that you're screaming at the screen now, telling me exactly what these are. But I can't say that we watched a huge amount of Bob growing up, so apologies. Another tractor there, again, the eyes that roll round on that one. Is this one muck? I feel like one's scoop and one's muck. And I would say that one's muck because of the back, and that one was scoop. So back that tips and the front that lifts. This feels a bit twisted. Don't really want to go too hard with it, don't want to break it. But yeah. So that's that one. Obviously all the paint is starting to flake off of that, which is a bit of a shame. But so we've got the BRIO prints on the wheels, so it's part of the original range. Oh. Into that, and then yeah, if that one was muck, then this one I think will be scoop, which would make sense. And that then lifts up as well. Again, interesting, quite a few of these are all using this same sort of tractor cab shape and style with the wheels. That one and that one as well. Top slightly different than that one, but yeah, all sort of similar designs on those vehicles, making its front and back, and obviously our eyes on the top there. And then I'm going to say Dizzy. I have no idea. But that's like a cement mixer. I do remember it from the show, but I feel like it's Dizzy. But again, correct me in the comments. So that one there as well. Then lastly, I think if I remember, the hay came with that as part of the set. Then we've got the bird, which probably has a name, and the cat, and that's it. That's our entire range for our April new additions. So we'll try and get some new sets built from these and feature the rest in a video very soon. So if you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video if you want to see more. It's a great way for us to find out what videos you enjoy and what videos we should make more on. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and we'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching.